You're listening to I-95, Bangor's classic rock station with Jay Stu and Corey in the morning. Jay Stu and Corey rock.
I-95, Jay Stu and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station, 95.7 FM. It's, well, you know, it's yellowish. Hey, for some reason, there we go. Try that again.
How's that?
That's way better.
Yeah, I got a weird little, just a burst of white. I've got no yellow over in Bangor, but I know what's coming, so I think.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. You know, it's as you've all heard and stuff, and we're going to hear about, you know, later on this morning. We're getting totally mained this week.
Mained. It's true.
Yeah.
We had that 50-degree some odd day yesterday. My kids were in shorts.
I'm in shorts
t-shirts.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 50s today. It's going to be in the 50s tomorrow.
It's going to be gorgeous.
And then Wednesday into Thursday, it's like, oh, here's another foot of snow. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
You little sons of flippity gibbet blah 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 blah. So that's exciting.
I know not so much for you because you had like a fun thing planned for the week. I heard, and that might, I don't know how it's going to work out. In the middle of the week, I was supposed to go on a field trip with my daughter down to Portland at some point in time. I don't even know if that's going to happen because of the timing of the snow. So.
Who knows? We won't know until it gets
things up in the middle of the week, yeah.
I listened to Todd Simcock's forecast this morning as I was putting it together for the air, and it's like he won't even say the amount.
He won't.
He's at the point where he won't even say it anymore, and it's like, oh, okay, so cool. We get to just find out.
Well, it's a nor'easter, you know. It could go either way. Plus, I think he's a bit gun shy from last week. I think he thought that first storm that we got earlier in the week was like a dud, and he started to get up all apologetic on the air, and he's like, sorry, I was busted, I don't know.
Hey, whatever. Like, the models, you know, the weather does what the weather does, but
but he didn't bust it. It didn't happen as fast as he thought it would. That's the only thing. We still got plenty, and then that other storm we got walloped too. So I think he's just kind of like got meteorological PTSD.
I guess. It's just like, I want to take the main part of my job and just stop doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get where he's coming from and stuff like that. You know, as unpredictable as this winter has been, even though it's currently spring, I can see why he would be, you know, a little apprehensive about getting on the stick with that. But just the same, here we are. It's shorts weather today, tomorrow. Wednesday, Thursday going to be bull crap. I looked ahead to next week, like the extended forecast on my weather app. Like, we might hit 60 next week. So it's just like, I don't get it. But I'm sure that day it'll be windy.
Yeah.
You know, or something stupid like that. Anyway.
Awesome.
Who's battling?
There you go. There it is. What we're all waking up for. Next couple of days, pretty decent. Who knows after that? So Get done what you need to get done by Wednesday.
All right, battle. Who is it? What's going on?
Oh, we're doing because it's the first day of April. It's April Fool's, so beware about all that. And I figured April wine would be good to start it off with. So we've got All Over Town versus I Like to Rock. You can vote either way online at 991-9713, or you can hit us up on the app. So there you go. Those are the things.
We got lots of places to do lots of things and songs to listen to. We're going to get back into them. Stay right here. I-95, Jay Stu and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station. It's Monday. I was going to say Monday, but I can't for a change.
No,
so
it's actually kind of nice out there.
I'll take it.
It was once again one of those situations where I got into the garage yesterday and went, son of a gun. There's all the bikes on top of the snowblower. They didn't care. The kids were out scootering and hoverboarding and stuff yesterday, and when I went to go kind of button things up, I'm like, they don't even care. It was like spring for them for 5 minutes. They went running amok. Literally, you don't know how many times I swept and swiffered on Sunday because they were like, mud, running through, running back. I'm like, I'm so glad that they're out and playing, but holy cow. Holy cow.
Holy cow. This is why you have kids and I have a dog.
You got a dog. It was wicked muddy out there, too. Did you track a bunch of stuff in?
Yeah, but my dog does what I tell him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I say, hey, Bub, we're going to go in. Let me clean up your feet real quick, Bub. Boop, boop. I clean up his feet and we're done. And then he gets a treat. You know what I mean? Your
I
kids.
swear at
maybe
them
that's
from the other room.
well, you know,
I just
and maybe
washed
this
that
is
floor.
the issue. You're not
I just
giving
vacuumed that floor.
you're not giving your kids treats.
I make cookies all the time.
Yeah, but
All the time.
you have to create like a reward system.
They get
You
to
know.
live here. That's their reward
I
system.
don't think they're going to see it that way. I think, you know, some people
Dang
might
it.
be like, hey, by the way, you know, you're a parent. You have to do these things.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So, you know, you got to do what you got to do, lady.
Yeah, I know. That's true. And now it's like floors and laundry. That's what I got to do. That's what I do all day long. So, but I was very glad because it meant that they were having a good time. Although my biggest kid, there's a vine out in the backyard that they swing on and have for years, right? All 6'3" of them decided it was a great idea after a very windy, wet, weird kind of summer. He's like, I just want to get one last swing on the vine. That big guy went down hard in a giant puddle of mud and came in. And I had just Swiffered and I looked at him. I'm like, are you for real? You just walked through the house like that? He's like, yeah, I had to show you. Look at how dirty I am. And I was like,
Nice.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Kill you. Also, Mom, I think I hit my head. I'm not sure. I'm like, oh, your head to toe in mud. Hey, can you make sure my white T-shirt gets back white again? I was like, oh, I love you so much. If I hadn't tried so hard to conceive you and then grow you and keep you as large as you are.
I don't
kill
know.
you.
How old's that kid?
16.
Yeah. You know, if I went to my mom when I was 16, here's the funny part. When I was 16, if I went to my mom and said, hey, can you make sure that T-shirt's white again? She'd be like, yeah, when you wash it, sure, no problem.
That's what I said,
You know?
yeah.
And then now it's weird. I when we first moved back to Bangor, I stayed with my mom for like a month and a half. And it's like every day my laundry was folded and neat.
Yeah.
Like everything was done. It's like, why as an adult is it okay to fold all my clothes and put them away? But when I'm a kid, you know, you're...
Because as much as we bitch about it, I'm grateful that I have kids that dirty up laundry. You know what I mean? Like in the back of your mind, you're like, I know this sucks and I hate this, but I actually really love them and I'm glad they're here. That's what she's feeling.
Oh, boy.
She's like, I really love you, son, and I'm glad you're here. Here, let me fold some stuff. I said to him, go get the OxyClean and spray that down. And then the child didn't know how to use the spray bottle.
I believe
I'm like,
this. So,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You're a great parent. Kid doesn't know how to spray a bottle. All right.
I know, I failed. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh, look, I know enough about kids to know that you blame the parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
For everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's time to wrap up the matchup. We're going to get that done. It's April Fool's Day, so it was an April wine battle. Is that the
April
the thinking
wine.
here?
We got all over town, and I like to rock. Or I should have just put that first. I like to rock all over town.
Yeah, there you go. Instead, you wrote it
that
the
up.
Canadian way, which works because April wine is from Canada. What is it? You reverse the... I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, get your last votes, and we're going to wrap up the matchup now on I-95. I-95. Jay, Stu, and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station. April Wine, victorious against themselves today on April Fool's Day.
Indeed. Do you ever play any big pranks or anything like that on April Fool's Day?
No.
I know we have coworkers that prank each other
Yeah.
quite a bit.
The best one I ever saw here in the office, I got duped on so hard because, you know, it preyed on my greatest love in the world, which is donuts. Mm-hmm. And I ran upstairs. This is when I was still like a part-timer, you know,
Oh, boy.
like going almost 10 years ago. I come up to do some work and stuff, and I was like, ooh, all right, look at that. I see this big Dunkin' Donuts box. And I walk over and I flip it open, and it just said, there's a rock inside, and that's what made the box heavy. And it just says, ha, ha, April Fools.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh, son of a...
Yeah, that's
But,
not
yeah.
nice to do to you with donuts.
The worst was, I think I've told you this story before, when I was, I don't know, it was probably 5. And I used to sneak sugar out of the sugar bowl in the kitchen while everybody was still asleep. This one day I come
Explains
out.
so much.
Oh, yeah. This one day I come out and I take a big spoonful of sugar and realize immediately it's salt.
Who swapped it?
My sister.
Nice.
Yep. She decided to play a joke. She thought she was playing a joke on the morning coffee drinkers. And then my 5 a.m. tears set the house on fire pretty much.
Oh, no. You
And
just get up early at 5 o'clock in the morning and sneak.
I get up and watch New Zoo Review. It's the New Zoo Review. Wow. With Henrietta Hippo and Freddie the Frog and all that stuff. I was down.
And you were just shoveling sugar straight into your pie hole.
You had to sneak it. It's more fun when you sneak it. You don't just grab the sugar bowl and sit there and eat it like a bowl of cereal.
I mean, now you just eat the cereal and you get the same thing, but yeah.
Oh, nowadays I'd pour milk in it first and just be like,
yeah.
That's how that would go.
Wow. I know one of the pranks, wasn't it, that we had a guy, and our buddy Tom in the studio, and somebody had put a bumper sticker on his car. Did you remember that one?
Yeah, but I don't remember what the sticker said.
I can't remember. I know it was inappropriate, whatever it was. So it did say, I don't think we could have repeated it on the air. But he didn't realize that he was driving around with that for like the longest time. It took him
it was a minute, that's for sure. I remember something about that. But
yeah.
Anyway, hopefully nobody gets beat up too bad with April Fool's stuff.
Oh, I know. I've already been every single thing that I've seen online. I'm like, I don't know if I trust you today.
I'm sure your kids will do something.
Each year they try and put the wand, like the sink wand thing, the shower sprayer part or whatever. They always put an elastic around that. Like it's the new thing. Like, don't tell Mom. And every year
and she'll never notice. She'll never see that big bright elastic wrapped around the handle.
That's true. So, yeah.
Oh boy. They need to get like a black elastic or whatever color it is. You know, they gotta. Again,
they
you
put it on there, and then they forget. They go to use. It's not my failure as a parent. They go to use the sink and they spray themselves.
They have lame practical jokes because of you.
That is true. It's not. I'm not good at it. I don't want to cause people misery, not on purpose.
Fair enough. All right. I don't. Well, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
When we come back, of course, it's time to just jump right into our morning. We're going to keep going with all kinds of awesome classic rock. We are assaulting the vault today, too, in the 8 o'clock hour.
Yes,
today is the first day of codes. So we have to think about all the things that we would spend $30,000 on or save it for or whatever. So get that working in your brain and download the I-95 app if you haven't. You're going to need it. I-95, Jay, Stu, and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station. I don't even know if that was a conversation for the air. I'm lost.
Oh, yeah.
All I hear is, I didn't know the difference between an apple and a rubber ducky. And I was like, I could have told you that.
Okay. So, speaking of April Fool's Day, right? This is not an April Fool's joke. It just made me feel incredibly foolish last week on Friday. I'm looking out the window because we were getting an office ready for a new coworker. And so some of the stuff that came out of it, one of them was like this little curtain-y thing. So I put it up in the studio here at home, and it blocks the direct sun from my face every day. So I was working on that the other day, and I happened to, you know how I've got that crow that sits out in the tree
I'll take
and like
your word
squawks
for it.
At me? It gets kind of annoying after a while because it just won't go away. It just sits there and squawks, and sometimes I can't get anything done. I got to wait for it to go away. So
I have no idea what that's like.
Anyway,
Anyway, continue.
I looked out the window beyond the curtain and noticed in the tree, and this tree is like, I would say it's 50 to 75 feet up, right?
Sure.
I saw this little orange, like yellowy orange ball with a little yellowy orange peak. And to my mind, I was like, the crow brought me a rubber ducky.
It
looked
even better. You thought it was a gift. Oh,
yes, well,
I love it.
So I'm looking at it. At first I was like, no way. And then I'm looking, and I'm like, that thing's a rubber ducky. Now I have a little black and white rubber ducky in my window. And I was talking to a couple of different people, actually. Our friend Kevin Bennett said that he's got a crow that brings stuff to him. And so I was like, is it a crow? Is it really? It's got to be a gift. The crow probably saw my rubber ducky and was like, I'm going to bring this lady a rubber ducky. So I was astonished. Felt magical, like Sleeping Beauty or Cinderella. Like I had a crow friend that brought me a rubber ducky. So a couple hours later, I go downstairs. Now the angle from beneath the tree, very different than from head on. And I noticed it's not a rubber ducky. It's a rotten apple.
Yeah.
I had thrown some rotten apples out into the yard, and the crow took it up there. But what was great about this is Brian, who lives next door, who loves Tuesdays, by the way, 2 for Tuesdays, he's like, no, Corey, it's a rubber ducky. And he was all on board with me because he could see it from his angle. But then Brian got binoculars out.
And verified. Rotten apple. Doesn't mean it wasn't a present for you.
Yeah, but it's not nearly as cool as a rubber ducky in a tree.
No.
Oh, I felt pretty foolish that day.
Yep.
Because I have definitely put some sort of social media post up.
I was going to say, please tell me that you immediately went to Facebook and was like, oh my God, a crow brought me a rubber ducky.
I did. I did the first one and was like, this is amazing. And then I came back and did the second one and goes, okay, guys, less amazing, but still.
You're like one of those people that's like, oh my God, Morgan Freeman died. And it's like, oh, no, sorry, that was a hoax from 2012.
Nuh-uh. Listen now, I know that he's still alive. I just didn't know that it wasn't a rubber ducky and then it was a rotten apple instead.
Fair enough.
That's all.
Fair enough. I have no response to that.
Yeah,
other
I
than
didn't
that,
think you did, so there you go.
Yeah.
Take that.
Sounds like magic. Speaking of magic, we'll crank it up with some Steve Miller. Abacadabra coming right up on I-95. I-95, Jay Stu and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station. Isn't it just about an hour from now where we're going to have our first code?
You are not incorrect. That's a double negative. Somebody out there, some English teacher out there is like, oh my God, what? But you are correct.
Yep.
Yes.
We're going to assault the vault. We're going to get out the stethoscope.
Made of lock picking?
Made of codes.
Codoscope.
The stethoscope.
Oh, even better.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
That's good
stuff.
Yeah, I did. The beautiful part of this prize is with 30 grand, there's a number of things you could do with it. You could pay off, if you're got massive credit card debt, you could put a huge, pay that way down. But I think for a lot of people, this would be an opportunity to, as I always say, you could put some away. You could pay off a little bit of bills or something, get caught up on a few things, maybe pay off a car or whatever, and then blow a little bit of it. Go on a vacation, do something fun with it.
I told the girls, because the girls were like, Mom, can't you win that? And I was like, nope. And she's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. Can't win that. They're like, well, what would you do if you did? I'm like, buy an actual new van with stuff that works in it that you guys haven't destroyed, and everyone's getting haircuts, because that's what I would do.
Problem is, you buy a new van, and they'll just ruin it.
No, that would be my van. It'd be like, you have to sit in the bubble wrap soup before you can do anything, and no eating.
Gotcha. So you'd have your own special van that the kids can't use?
They could use it. They just have to.
At that point, just buy like
step inside a garbage bag first.
Buy a little sports car and just be like, this is Mummy's happy place. And these are the sad vehicles you get to ride in.
You know what's funny and weird is like, I would get like a Fast and Furious car because I like that idea. Like I like the muscle cars. But even if I had nothing to haul, I'd still want a van. Minivans, they're awesome.
Okay.
Hands down. Have you ever tried to race one? They're fun.
I've minivans. I don't know
minivans.
What to say. I have a friend that swears by them. He still to this day drives them. That's all he drives. He's a tattoo artist. He can throw all his stuff in there and just go, and he loves it.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot. People, they give it a bad rap. Oh God, you drive a minivan. Well, yeah, get in. You want to go? I can take you places because I have a van. Get in. You got some friends? Yeah, they can get in too. Might even have snacks back there. Get in. Vans
Those aren't snacks. Just because you can find food in the creases of the seats does not mean there are snacks in your van.
Oh my God, do you know where I found food yesterday?
It's somewhere in the van.
No. My dad and I have one of those tables that has like leaves inside the dining room part of it. So when like everybody comes over for dinner, I expand it. I open up the leaves, whatever. I went to go do that. And I'm like, Dad, help me, put the table back together. And I looked down underneath one of them, and there's like a peanut butter cracker, a half-eaten peanut butter cracker container sitting somehow within like the guts of the table. It's just sitting
the table ate it. Mm-hmm. The table was hungry, So you can't help it.
You can find random things of food all over my home and my van, but I would buy a new van and get everyone haircuts with $30,000. Just FYI, in case you cared.
Well, we got your first code coming 1 hour from now, and then several codes over the course of a few weeks. Ample chances, 200 chances at 30 grand It's going to kick off next hour on I-95. I-95, Jay Stu and Corey on Bangor's classic rock station, 95.7 FM. On this lovely day, a great day today, great day tomorrow. And then Wednesday even starts out okay and then turns into a hot, cold mess.
Cold mess.
By Thursday morning and all day Thursday. So
I know. I had friends. I was like, hey, what'd you do over Easter? And they were like, I serviced the snowblower and got things ready. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's going to suck. So I think the timing of that is like afternoon on Wednesday-ish it starts and then basically till like Friday morning. That's what I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, the latest hourly I was looking at has it wrapping up sometime Thursday night, which would be all right. You know, if we could just sort of get moving again Thursday morning. You know, but it's just like, oh my God. It feels like Mother Nature just taking a big wet fart across all over everything. Wow. It's just like, why? What did we do? How did
Especially when we have like these sprinklings of awesome days like yesterday and today and stuff. It's like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do it. It's going to be great.
At this rate, nope. I expect it in, like July. It's going to be like, oh, well, it's been a nice couple days here, but we're going to get a quick, 3 to 6 inches of snow for the 4th. No big deal, right? It'll be a great weekend. The fireworks will look great through the snowflakes. Maine, I love you so much, and yet am so confused all the time.
Yep.
No big deal, though. We'll survive. We have our first code coming at you. We're pretty excited about that because dozens and dozens of chances at a $30,000 grand prize, which would be pretty exciting for anybody.
I'm hoping. I hope somebody who really needs it gets it,
Nah, I hope a billionaire wins it.
You do not. You do not. Lies.
No, you're right about that. I wish I could win it. Maybe I will
quit just for the contest and then come back.
I'll just get a relative, quote unquote, to win that I don't know very well that mysteriously wants me to have it.
Is that how
that's how it's going to work out? I'm going to get a
flawless.
gift. Yep. Mm-hmm. I've got a long lost cousin that wants to give me $30,000 that they just happen to have won off the radio. That's what I'm going to shoot for.
My name's K-Mew. It'll be fun. Yes, yeah. Exactly.
No problem. But that code is coming at you. Stay with us because we're going to assault the vault. It's I-95.